students, welcome to the C language training program. Today I want to discuss with dynamic memory allocation in C programming language. How to make a dynamic memory in the C programming language. Now the last sessions I discussed with pointer, different type of pointers, function pointers, array pointers and structure pointers. What is meant by function pointer? When the variable value calling through the address, it is called as function pointer. What is meant by array pointer? When I want to call the array elements based on the address. Structure pointer means to call the structure elements with help of address. Function pointer is also called as call by reference. Array pointer, how to work with array pointers now? You want to refer the elements based on the address. When the user created array, the first element address is the complete array address based on the index only to call the elements. What is meant by structure pointer? Using pointer to call the structure elements. Array called as same type of elements to be stored, but structure called as different type of elements to be stored. If I want to call structure pointer to call the elements based on the address. Now I want to discuss a C programming language, how to work with a dynamic memory allocation. What is meant by static memory? Static memory called as when the user design the variable, a specific amount of memory created, that memory called as static memory. Generally C programming language, two types of memories, static memory, dynamic memory. Static memory called as while designing of program, a specific amount of memory to fix, it is called as static memory. What is meant by dynamic memory? If I want to create the memory execution time or run the program to allocate a special amount of memory, after usage of that memory you can deallocate the memory, destroy the memory. That is possible with the dynamic memory. What is the problem of static memory? Design time, once I fix the memory, you can't increase the size, you can't decrease the size. What is the advantage of dynamic memory? While execution time you can allocate the memory, after usage of that you can deallocate the memory, destroy the memory. You can memory bytes can be saved, memory saving, but static memory, memory wastage. Suppose if I create array variable, generally in the C programming array variable a specific amount of memory creates. Suppose my array is integer array A of 10, A of 10 means what? A array with a 10 size. What is meant by 10 size? Each integer 2 bytes, 10 into 2, 20 bytes. The 20 bytes memory design time allocated, you can't increase the size, dynamically you can't increase the size, you can't enter extra element, design time only you can fix the elements. That is a problem of array. If I want to create with a dynamically at runtime, I want to enter array elements more than size or less than size. That is possible dynamic memory allocation. But in C programming, dynamic memory, how to create? With the help of pointer functions. C programming author already defined some functions, dynamic memory functions. Which are the dynamic memory functions? Malloc function, memory allocation, calloc function, cache memory allocation, realloc function, re-memory allocation, free function, free the memory. Totally 4 functions we have: malloc, memory allocation, calloc, cache memory allocation, realloc, re-memory allocation, free function, destroy the memory. But these functions defined by C language author under which header file? alloc.h. If you want to work with the dynamic memory functions, which is the header file to be open, library to be open, alloc.h, alloc.h to be used, alloc.h. In that header file only predefined functions available. But every dynamic memory allocation must and should you want to create the pointers. With help of pointers only to allocate the dynamic memory. Without pointer you can't create dynamic memory, with pointer only to create the dynamic memory. Finally, what is the conclusion? Why you have to go for dynamic memories? Memory bytes can be saved and specific amount of memory you can increase or decrease. After usage the memory can be destroyed and easy to process the elements. What are the drawbacks of static memory? Once you design the memory, you can't increase the size, you can't decrease the size. Example of static memory, arrays. Generally every variable, every array, static memory. Example of dynamic memory, pointer should be created and a function to be used. Malloc, alloc, realloc and free functions. You see the syntaxes of dynamic memory, how to use of that. You see the dynamic memory allocation now. What is mean by dynamic? Dynamic means getting effect at a runtime. Static is it is affecting at a design time, programming design time. Dynamic means getting effect at a runtime. Dynamic memory allocation means allocating the memory at a runtime. What is the mean that? While execution of program to allocate some specific amount of memory, that memory called as dynamic memory. By using this concept, we will allocate the required amount of memory at runtime. That means what? Design time, no idea how much size you require. Design time, no idea, unknown size. Runtime you can decide that how much memory you require. That is possible with the help of dynamic memory allocation. Why we require the dynamic memory allocation? Listen. Generally, when we go for array programming, if I create the array, it will be allocated memory at a compile time. Whenever you create arrays, the memory allocated at a compile time. Compilation time memory creation called as static memory, it is a fixed size. The memory allocated at a compile time cannot be changed at a runtime. Because of once I fix the size, you can't increase, you can't decrease. It is a problem of static memory. We are not able to increase the size or decrease the size array at a runtime. Suppose initially my array size 10, 10 means maximum 10 elements, more than 10 you can't enter, less than 10 you can enter, but the problem is memory wastage. Suppose my array size is 10, 10 means maximum 10 elements can enter, more than 10 you can't enter, but less than 10 you can enter, memory wastage. That is why we have go for dynamic memory allocating. How to allocate the dynamic memory in C language? Using some set of predefined functions. How to allocate the dynamic memory in C language? You have to use some set of predefined functions. Which are the predefined functions you have? The first type of function you have malloc, M-A-L-L-O-C, malloc. One more function C-A-L-L-O-C, calloc. One more function R-E-A-L-L-O-C, realloc. By using malloc function, calloc function, we will allocate the memory dynamically. What is one more function you have? Realloc. Now, the realloc function will be reallocating memory which is allocated by malloc or calloc. What is the difference of malloc and calloc? Malloc is initially memory creates. What is mean by realloc? Which memory already created by malloc, that size to be changes. malloc function newly create the memory dynamically. Which memory created by malloc or calloc, that memory to be changes. Go for realloc. These all functions available under which header file? alloc.h. alloc.h, it is the header file. In that header file only to run the which functions? Malloc, calloc, realloc. You see the syntax of malloc function, it is a predefined function which is used to allocate the memory dynamically. What is meant by malloc? Memory allocation dynamically with the pointers. How to create a malloc function now? What is the syntax? Pointer variable. First we declare the pointer variable. With pointer only to declare malloc function. Any pointer, integer, character, float, double. Data type star. I mean your variable is what type of pointer? Data type star. MALLOC, malloc function. Inside of malloc function, number of bytes. I mean how much memory to create, how much memory to allocate, number of bytes. Now see, this function used to allocate the specified number of bytes, memory at runtime, and return the address of starting byte address. If you are using with malloc function, memory allocated runtime, number of bytes are created, which is the first address you have, that address only complete memory will be allocated, and this should be collected into pointer variable, and here it will be collected to pointer variable specified on the left side. What is the syntax of malloc? You observe pointer variable, left side is pointer, right side is data type star. What type of pointer? MALLOC malloc, number of bytes, how much memory you require. You see that how it is syntax of dynamic memory, malloc function syntax, MALLOC malloc. How to create of that MALLOC malloc? Data type star, pointer variable, pointer equal to data type star, it is a pointer. After that what to be mentioned? MALLOC malloc, memory allocation, MALLOC malloc, size of is one operator, size of data type, I mean your data type how much size, how many bytes, integer 2 bytes, character 1 byte, float is 4 bytes, into number of values, how many values to enter. Now this is the syntax of malloc, data type, pointer variable, pointer equal to data type star, I mean what type of pointer? MALLOC malloc, memory allocation, size of is a operator, your data type how much memory, size of type into number of values, like this to be created. You see some example, if suppose I created int star x, int star x, it is a pointer variable, int star x, it is a integer pointer, but I want to allocate this integer pointer memory dynamically, runtime I want to allocate, runtime. X equal to what type of pointer? Integer. What is the syntax? Pointer equal to data type star. Now in the syntax star x is a pointer, x equal to int star, integer pointer, MALLOC malloc, memory allocation, size of which data type? Integer. What is the size of integer? Each integer how much memory? 2 bytes. If I mention size of integer, each integer 2 bytes, 2 into, what is the next to be mentioned? Number of values. Suppose I want to enter the number of value 1. What is the meaning of this statement? Observe. What is the meaning of this statement? X is a integer pointer. How much memory allocated? Each integer 2 bytes into 1. I mean 1 value. 2 into 1, 2. 2 bytes memory allocated. If I mention 2 into 2, what is the meaning of 2 into 2? Each integer 2 bytes, 2 values to be entered. I want to enter integer pointer 2 values, 2 into 2 4 bytes. If I enter with 3 values like array 2 into 3, like array 2 into 3 6 bytes. If I want to enter the size n, 2 into n, what is mean by 2 into n? 2 is nothing but size of integer 2 bytes into n means n number of values. N number of values, how much memory required? That memory allocated by x. Dynamically that memory allocated by x. That is the syntax of MALLOC. If I want to create with character variable char star y. Now here y is a pointer, y equal to what type of pointer? Char star. Character pointer malloc. What is the size of character? Size of character 1 byte. C language size of character 1 byte. 1 into 1. What is meant by 1 into 1? 1 character can enter. If I use 1 into 5, 5 characters can enter. It is called as string. A group of characters called as string. 5 bytes memory creates. If I use it a 2 into 2, it is an integer pointer. 2 into 2, how much memory creates? 4 bytes memory creates, because 2 values, each integer 2 bytes. Here I used each character 1 byte, 5 characters. It is a string. How much memory creates? 5 bytes. Dynamically to allocate the memory, a set of memory, runtime. Like listen, generally if I want to create a array, what is the syntax of array? If the generally I want to create array, what is the syntax? int x. Every array size to be mentioned. If I use x of 5, what is meant by x of 5? X is a array with 5 size. When I declare the x with the 5 size, totally how much memory allocated by compiler? Each integer 2 bytes, 5 into 2, 10 bytes memory created. You can enter 5 elements. 5 elements I enter. Internally 5 into 2, 10 bytes memory created, design time. Now this is my first 2 bytes, this is my first 2 bytes, all 5 elements. If suppose I giving x of 5, but I try to enter the 60 element, 6th element, it is not possible, it is shown there. What is the problem of array? Once I declare the size, it is fixed, design time fixed. You can't increase the size, I mean dynamically you can't add the 6th element. If you have 5 elements only enter, and one more problem, if I enter 5 size, but I am not entered the 5 elements, just 2 elements. Actual size 5 size, but 2 elements, it is also valid. But what is the problem? If I enter 2 elements, 2 into 2, 4 bytes used, how much memory wastage? Actually 5 into 2, 10 bytes, 4 bytes used, 6 bytes wastage. 4 bytes memory used because 2 elements, remaining 6 bytes memory wastage. If I enter x of 100, what is meant by x of 100? X is a array with 100 size. 100 size means 100 into 2, 200 bytes memory allocated. But in the 200 memory, I created only 2 elements. What is the problem here? 4 bytes only used. 4 bytes only used, remaining 96 bytes wastage memory. 96 bytes memory wastage. That is the reason you can go for pointers. That is the reason this will be cancelled. Instead of static memory, which can be defined, dynamic memory. You see that how to create dynamic memory with pointers, int star x. What is meant by star x here? X is a integer pointer, it is maybe single value, maybe number of values. Here I am not decided, maybe x pointer can enter single or multiple. Here I am not decided, design time I am not decided. If I decided that square bracket to be indicate, if I am not decided that pointer should be used, I am not decided design time how much memory. Now how to allocate that? X equal to int star each integer 2 by integer pointer malloc size of integer size of integer 2 bytes into, based on our convenience, I want to enter 3 value 3. At that time how much memory created? 2 into 3. 2 into 3 how much memory? 6 bytes. 6 bytes created. If I enter size of int into 4, 8 bytes memory created. If I enter size of into n, based on the n number of bytes created. Like this I want to create with a dynamic memory allocation with this pointer. Now you see what is my discussion actually here, dynamic memory. What is mean by dynamic memory? Generally if you create array, a specific amount of memory should be create design time. If I mention the square bracket, compulsory size to be mentioned, within the size only memory will be creates. Suppose user wants to allocate memory at runtime. While designing time unknown, I am not decided how much size. There is no idea how much size to be create design time. At execution time I want to allocate some space, I want to allocate some values. That is possible with the help of dynamic memory. While working of dynamic memory, initially just a pointer variable to be create. This pointer memory allocated at a runtime. What is the syntax of that? Pointer equal to data type star, I mean which type of pointer? MALLOC, malloc function, size of integer, size of data type. Suppose your array integer means size of integer, your array character means size of character into number of values. N value not decided design time, N value decided at a runtime. That is possible with the help of dynamic memory malloc function. But malloc function available on which header file? alloc.h. Malloc function can be defined alloc.h. What is the advantage of this dynamic memory functions? Memory only saved. The results are no difference. With the static memory also same answer, with the dynamic memory also same answer. Already the last classes I discussed static memory. Using static memory I created arrays. You can calculate with a sum of array, sorting of array, searching of array. But what the problem now? Memory wastages. Design time you have to decide how many elements. But I do not know the size for design time, I want to allocate my size at runtime. Then go for dynamic memory. The main usage memory saving. But results are not affected, results are same. You see some example program how to create dynamic memory. One simple example program how to create the dynamic memory now. See the program. Write a program to demonstrate dynamic memory for arrays. For array variable I want to create dynamic array, dynamic memory allocation. Hash include stdio.h, hash include conio.h. One more header file also required because I want to use with here malloc function, that is the reason alloc.h. I want to use with the alloc.h because dynamic memory function malloc, that is the reason alloc.h. Void main, inside of main int star x, it is a pointer. Now this is pointer array, here I created with the pointer array. Now I want to take with after this int star x I used with some n is the size purpose, n is the size of array. First I want to enter size of array, Actually in this example I am declaring x as a pointer, but I am not enter any size. The size should be mentioned with n, array size. Scanf %d ampersand n. Once I enter the size, n is size, how to allocate a dynamic memory for x? Actually x is a array, integer pointer. How to create? X equal to int star, x equal to int star, malloc, malloc, size of integer, I mean 2 bytes into n. What is the meaning of this statement now? I want to allocate a memory at a runtime, n number of bytes. Suppose my n value 5 I giving, suppose my n value 5, size of integer is 2, size of integer is 2, after that n is 5, 2 into 5, 10 bytes, 2 into 5, 10 bytes, like this to be create the memory based on runtime. After that I want to enter array elements. Now I want to enter array elements reading. Generally how to read the array elements? I is also index variable, I equal to 0, index is 0, I less than or equal to n minus 1, I plus plus. How to read the array element? Scanf. Now array is integer type, %d, but my array is a not normal array, pointer array. How to refer this pointer array here? X plus I. I want to read the array x plus I. What is meant by x plus I here? I want to allocate the memory based on the index. Initially first index address, next second index address. But actually under scanf don't use ampersand symbol, because x is already pointer, refer to the address. Now here to enter the elements. Once I enter the elements, I want to print the elements. Array list. I want to print the elements, array list. Whatever array you created, that should be print. I equal to 0, I less than or equal to n minus 1, I plus plus. How to print of that? Printf %d list of elements. How to print of that? Star. What is meant by star? Indicates value at address of star x plus I, x plus I. I mean I want to print the array element with help of address. Now here you observe x plus I called as to read the array elements, to input of array elements. Star x plus I called as value at address of. Star indicates value at address of. Here just elements, but this is values to print at address. Dynamic memory I created here, get ch to end of the main. Now this program dynamic memory, malloc function I used, malloc memory allocation. Now I want to save this program, save. Here I used dynamic.c, dynamic1.c. Program name is dynamic1.c, dynamic1.c, dynamic memory allocation. If I compile that, check it, enter size of array 5. 5 means how much memory internally creates? 5 into 2, 10 bytes. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Array list is 14, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Here there is no any memory wastages, just I am creating that runtime. If I enter n value 3, 3 means just 3 elements, 10, 11, 12. Based on my size, if my n value 7, 7 elements, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. At that time, how much memory created? 7 elements means 7 into 2, 14 bytes. 14 bytes memory created this. For this array, 14 bytes memory allocation creates. Whatever memory allocated with malloc function, that memory to be clear. How to clear off that memory? Finally to use one function, free function. What is meant by free function? Which memory allocated with the malloc, that memory to be free. After usage of that, the memory bytes to be destroyed, free of x. What is meant by free of x? Initially how much memory created with malloc, that memory to destroy. You see that when I work off this free function to be used, free, clear the memory at end of the program to clear, free of x, memory to free. When I run this, size of array 5. If I enter n is 5, 5 into 2, 10 bytes memory creates. I am entering 5 elements. I am entering 5 elements. 5 elements storage, how much memory? 10 bytes. Memory also destroy. But here no difference, just I am inputting and output. Internally this program 10 bytes memory dynamically creates, 10 bytes memory cleared with the help of which function? Free function. Memory creation with malloc, memory deletion with free. Every dynamic memory, malloc function should be there initially, free function should be there end of the program. At end of the program, free function, initially malloc. Now you see that what is one more type of function you have? Calloc function. You see that calloc function, cache memory allocation. Calloc function also there, cache memory allocation. This is also create the memory. What is the syntax of calloc function now? How to create calloc function syntax? Data type. This is also dynamic memory. Pointer. Pointer equal to data type star. Pointer equal to data type star CALLOC calloc. Size of data type, size of integer, size of data type, comma, not star symbol, comma symbol to be used, comma, number of values, comma, number of values, there is no star. Now you see this function syntax, data type equal to pointer, pointer equal to data type star, pointer type, calloc function, cache allocation, size of data type, I mean your data type is which size? Size of data type, comma, number of values, like how many values to be passed, how many values to be passed, that should be decided. But here 2 arguments, there is no comma. Malloc function same syntax, star will be there. Malloc function same syntax, star will be there, single argument, but here 2 arguments. And one more difference, calloc function garbage value also memory allocates. When you go for calloc function, garbage value, unknown value also allocate the memory. But in the case of malloc function, garbage value never allocate the memory. Now you see what is a example of this, check it. If I go for calloc also dynamic memory allocation, int star x, x equal to int star, x equal to int star, integer pointer, CALLOC calloc, cache allocation, size of integer 2 bytes, comma 5 means 5 means 10 bytes creates. Because of size of integer 2, 5 means 5 values, 10 bytes memory creates. Even malloc also same, check that syntax of malloc, you can use malloc also, x equal to int star malloc malloc, same syntax, similar, size of integer into symbol to be used. Under calloc function comma to be used, under malloc into symbol to use. Here what to be mentioned? Number of values at that time into 5. If I use calloc function also, how much memory creates? 10 bytes because it integer 2 bytes. If I use for malloc also, how much memory creates? 10 bytes. Malloc also 10 bytes memory created, calloc also 10 bytes memory created. What is the difference? Calloc function garbage values also allocate the memory, malloc function garbage value never allocate the memory. What is the important point note here? In calloc function, while working of calloc function now, in calloc garbage value also memory allocates. Garbage means unknown value, that is decided by compiler. Garbage values also, sorry, malloc function, in malloc function garbage values also allocate memory, garbage values also allocating memory. But in calloc function but in calloc function, CALLOC, calloc function, garbage values never allocate the memory, never allocate the memory, garbage values not allocating memory. But anyway, both are for 10 bytes memory only created. If I use calloc also same bytes, malloc also same bytes. The thing is here calloc function garbage value never allocate memory, but malloc it is also allocate. Garbage means compiler define the value, compiler define. You see that one more program I want to discuss with the help of calloc, calloc function. You see the program here, calloc function. Write a program to demonstrate calloc function. How to use the calloc? Hash include stdio.h. Calloc function also available on alloc.h, conio.h. Now I want to work with hash include alloc.h, alloc.h. Inside of main, I want to calculate with arithmetic process int star x, int star y, int star z. 3 pointer variables I declare. Now I want to create with a memory. I want to create with x variable memory, x equal to int star, x equal to int star calloc size of integer into 1. I mean it is not array, single value store. How to decide? If it is size of into n means array should be enter, 1 means single value. Now I want to allocate for calloc, but this is calloc means no star, comma symbol to be used, comma symbol to be used. Same syntax applied for remaining also. Y variable also I want to allocate the memory, z variable also I want to allocate the memory, z also allocate the memory. Totally this is for 2 bytes, this is 2 bytes memory created, this is also 2 bytes memory created, again this is also 2 bytes because all are integers. Dynamically x for 2 bytes, y for 2 bytes, z for 2 bytes. Now I want to enter the x and y values, enter x comma y, input the x and y. Scanf %d, already I declared with x and y pointer variables, no ampersand symbol, don't use ampersand because it is a pointers. How to calculate addition? Star z equal to star z equal to star x, star z equal to star x plus star y, star z equal to star x plus star y. Here I want to use for star x plus star y. What is meant by star x? Value at address of, star y, value at address of. Finally, I want to print the addition value, addition value to be print star z, value at address. Now totally x for 2 bytes memory creates, y variable for 2 bytes, z variable 2 bytes, totally 6 bytes. After usage of these 6 bytes, I want to free the memory. How to free? Free of x. What is the meaning of free of x? 2 bytes cleared. Compiler memory 2 bytes cleared. 2 bytes memory cleared here. 2 bytes memory cleared. Similarly remaining also free of y. Free of y. Again 2 bytes memory cleared. Free of y. 2 bytes memory cleared. Again z also the same process. Free of z. Again 2 bytes memory cleared. Finally get ch to end of the main. Now in this program, actually in this program 3 pointers I declare. These pointers are integer pointers. Each pointer memory runtime, x value memory runtime 2 bytes, y variable memory runtime 2 bytes, z variable memory runtime 2 bytes, single value. I want to enter the x and y. Generally scanf means ampersand symbol, but here no ampersand because those are already pointers. Star z equal to, star z means value at address of equal to star x plus star y, both will be added and print the star z. free of x means 2 bytes cleared, free of y 2 bytes cleared, free of z 2 bytes cleared. Finally, 6 bytes memory saving. While execution of program 6 bytes is created, 6 bytes is saved. Memory saving purpose. What is my name? Dynamic to be used 2.c, dynamic 2.c. Now I want to save this program dynamic 2.c, dynamic 2.c, dynamic memory to create. Calloc function I used. Calloc function I used. Now here dynamic 2, you see that where it is error getting, check it. Undefined symbol CALLOC, sorry, here CALLOC, Calloc function, CALLOC you have, Calloc function. If I run this, what is x and y? Internally 4 bytes memory created for x and y, I used 10, 20, what is addition 30, z variable also 2 bytes. Internally x for 2 bytes, y for 2 bytes, 4 bytes, z for 2 bytes, 6 bytes. After usage of that 6 bytes memory will be cleared with the help of which functions? Free function. Here I used a free function used for clear the memories. Calloc function used for creating memories. What is meant by garbage value? I am not defined any value. Suppose if there is no scanf, I mean I am not read any value of x and y, but I try to calculate the addition. It is not shown any error. What is the answer? Addition is 0. Here what is the problem now? You are not allocating memory because of calloc. Calloc means if I have the value then only memory allocates. Garbage value never allocate the memory. But same process with malloc also to perform. Same process with malloc. Instead of calloc I used malloc, M-A-L-L-O-C. I used. Instead of calloc I used malloc, memory allocation. If I use malloc also, here no difference. Malloc also the same, but here what to be used? Into number of bytes into 1, single value, into will be there, into 1, single value 2 bytes, into symbol. Calloc means star, calloc means comma, malloc means star. That is only different and remaining will be same. 10, 20, answer is 30. Here also 6 bytes. Now you see that finally what is my conclusion here? If you are creating with the dynamic memory functions, malloc I discussed, calloc function I discussed, free function I discussed. What is meant by dynamic? Execution time you can allocate the memory. How to create a dynamic memory in C language? Which are the functions? Predefined functions. C language author created predefined malloc, calloc, free functions. Those functions available on which header file? alloc.h. If I want to work off that any function, alloc.h. What is the difference of malloc and calloc function? Malloc also dynamically memory creates, calloc also dynamically memory creates. But malloc function garbage values also allocate the memory. Garbage means unknown value, you are not given any value. Calloc function garbage value never allocate the memory. And one more difference, malloc function syntax here to use with pointer variable star, pointer variable integer star, malloc, malloc, size of data type into number of values, into symbol will be there. But while working of calloc function, instead of into, comma symbol will be there, 2 arguments, comma symbol. But anyway, if you create malloc also, calloc also, dynamic memory, after usage of that memory, how to destroy the memory, deallocate the memory with the help of free function. Mostly every dynamic memory creation time malloc, calloc. At end of the program, free function. After usage, memory to destroy, memory to claim. Now today I completed the dynamic memory functions. Complete discussion, malloc, alloc and free. But I used only for array dynamic memory. In the tomorrow class I discussed with how to create dynamic memory with help of pointers. Dynamic memory creation with the help of pointers. In the next session I discussed. Thank you for this video.
హాయ్ ఫ్రెండ్స్, ఎంత పెద్ద ప్రయాణమైనా ఒక్క అడుగుతోనే మొదలవుతుంది.
ఎంత పెద్ద ప్రవాహమైనా ఒక్క చుక్కతోనే మొదలవుతుంది.
ఎంత పెద్ద కావ్యమైనా చిన్న అక్షరంతోనే మొదలవుతుంది.
ఎంత పెద్ద ఆశయమైనా ఒక్క ఆలోచనతోనే మొదలవుతుంది.
రండి, భవిత వైపు అడుగు ముందుకేద్దాం.
అస్పష్టత నుంచి స్పష్టత వైపు,
అనుమానం నుంచి సమాధానం వైపు,
చీకటి నుంచి వెలుగు వైపు.
మీ భవిత మీ ఆలోచనల్లో ఉంది.
మీ భవిత మీ వ్యూహంలో ఉంది.
మీ భవిత మీ చేతుల్లో. Unlocks the uncertainties in your mind. Talks about career opportunities.
ఇన్సైట్ అబౌట్ ఇండస్ట్రీ ఎక్స్పెక్టేషన్స్.
Empowers you to take effective decisions.
Transforms you into a true leader.
యువ ప్రస్థానం త్వరలో మీ సిటీలో.
ఈ నిరుద్యోగ వృత్తి అనేది చాలా అవసరం మాకు. ఈ పథకాన్ని అమలు చేయడం చాలా హ్యాపీగా ఉంది మాకు. ఈ నిరుద్యోగ వృత్తి వల్ల మాకు మంచి అవకాశం కల్పించినట్టుగా ఉంటుంది.
నెలకి 1000 రూపీస్ ఇవ్వడం వల్ల ఇంటి మీద డిపెండ్ అయ్యి వేటికైనా అప్లై చేసుకోవడాలు ఇలాంటి ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అవి లేకుండా మన అంతటా మనం వేటికైనా అప్లై చేసుకోవడం అనేది ఒక మంచి ఉద్దేశం. ఇలాంటి వాటిని ఇంకా ఎంకరేజ్ చేయాలి అని నేను కోరుకుంటున్నాను.
నిరుద్యోగులైన యువతని నిరుద్యోగ వృత్తి ద్వారా నెలకు 1000 రూపాయలు ఇస్తూ ఆయన యువకులందరూ కూడా రేపటి రోజు నిరుత్సాహపడకుండా ఇంకా వారి నైపుణ్యాన్ని పెంచుకుంటూ ఎప్పటికైనా సరే వాళ్ళు ఉన్నత విద్య కానీ ఉన్నత శిఖరానికి ఎదగాలని కోరుకుంటూ యువనేస్తం అనే పథకం ద్వారా విద్యార్థులను కానీ నిరుద్యోగులను ఆదుకుంటున్నారు.
నెట్ ఎగ్జామ్ సెట్ ఎగ్జామ్కు కనీసం అప్లై చేయాలంటే డబ్బులు లేని పరిస్థితి మాది ఇప్పుడు. అలాంటి సమయంలో నిరుద్యోగ వృత్తి పెట్టడం వల్ల మాకు అప్లై చేసుకోవడానికి కానీ ఇదంతా మాకు చాలా సంతోషమైన విషయం. గ్రామీణ ప్రాంతాల నుంచి వచ్చి గవర్నమెంట్ పథకాల ద్వారా చదువుకునేటువంటి వ్యక్తులకు ఈ నిరుద్యోగ వృత్తి నారా చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు గారు ప్రవేశపెట్టడం వల్ల మా అందరికీ చాలా సంతోషమైన విషయము.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to Aptitude Foundation course presented by APSSDC. In yesterday's class, we were discussing what is meant by permutations and combinations. As a part of that, we were discussing, what are the counting principles, fundamental principles of counting. I hope you understand the session. Meeku session ardhamaina kuda. Then now we are going to understand what is meant by permutation and then combination. So in today's class, we are going to discuss only permutations, and in the tomorrow's class, we are going to discuss the combinations. So ఇది కొంచెం ఎలాబరేట్ టాపిక్ కాబట్టి చాలా స్టూడెంట్స్ ఇది స్కూల్ డేస్లో సరిగా అర్థం చేసుకోలేదు అన్నందువలన ఈ క్లాసెస్ని నేను ఈ పర్టికులర్ టాపిక్ని నేను 3 డిఫరెంట్ క్లాసెస్లో ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తున్నాను ఇన్ డెప్త్గా. నా ఈ సెకండ్ క్లాస్లో మనం చూసినట్టయితే వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ వాట్ ఇస్ మీన్ బై అ పర్ముటేషన్ అండ్ వాట్ ఇస్ మీన్ బై ది కాంబినేషన్ అండ్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద డిఫరెన్స్. Then we will solve the questions under permutation. Now it is so simple. Permutation is always arrangement. No, if you observe, see the common difference between the permutation and the combination is so simple. Okay, so definitions ka kakunda practical example okati chuddam. Let's say for example, see we have two people. All right, let's say A comma B iddaru unnaru ani teeskundam. So we have two people which is A comma B. Now what is meant by permutation and what is meant by combination? Very simple. Permutation, it always includes arrangement. It is nothing but arrangement. Half the way you are going to arrange the variables or the parameters or the entities, whatever it is. So simple. Now A and B iddaru unnaru ikkada. Now in how many ways, try to understand, in how many ways we can arrange A and B ani cheppinatlaithe it is so simple. So it is first A comma B, and this is going to be the first arrangement, correct? This is going to be the first arrangement. In the sense, let's say inka meeku ardhamayetattu cheppali ante, let's say we have two different chairs and teeskundam. Okay, so like the two different places and teeskundam. So this is the first position and this is the second position. Okay, now first ee rendu places lo A and B ni ela arrange chesaru అని మీరు చూసినట్లయితే ఫస్ట్ పొజిషన్ లో A అనేదాన్ని నేను ప్లేస్ చేశాను and then second position లో B అని చెప్పి చూసాను. Alright, this is here. Now if you observe in the second thing, so first position lo I'm going to place A, and in the second position I'm going to place, in the first position I'm going to place B, and in the second position I'm going to place A. All right, now in how many ways I can arrange, in the sense it's all about the arrangement. Arrangement is nothing but permutation. Try to understand, arrangement is nothing but the permutation. And e arrangement lo, remember we always have to follow the order. ఆల్ రైట్, అంటే ఫస్ట్ ఎవరిని అరేంజ్ చేస్తున్నారు, సెకండ్ ఎవరిని అరేంజ్ చేస్తున్నారు, థర్డ్ ఎవరిని అరేంజ్ చేస్తున్నారు అనేది మనం చెక్ చేసుకోవాలి. సిన్స్ వీ హ్యావ్ ఓన్లీ టూ వేరియబుల్స్ హియర్, దిస్ పర్టికులర్ అరేంజ్మెంట్, సో ఫస్ట్ ఇట్ ఇస్ గోయింగ్ టు బి A and then second it is going to be B in the first arrangement. In the second arrangement, if you observe, first it is going to be B and second it is going to be A. This is how it works. Arrangement, so permutation anagane arrangement, which you have to, arrangement is mandate, correct? Order is mandate. All right, now if you observe, what is combination? So permutation ki combination ki enti difference ante, combination is nothing but, here it is just a selection. Combination is nothing but selection. Now if you ask me, ఈ A and B లో నాకు ఇద్దరు కావాలి, A and B ఇద్దరు ఉన్నారు, దీంట్లో నేను ఇద్దరిని చూస్ చేయాలంటే సింపుల్గా మీరు ఏమని చెప్తారంటే A, B అని చెప్పి చెప్తారు. సి రిమెంబర్, ఇన్ ద సెలెక్షన్ వీఆర్ నాట్ గోయింగ్ టు ఫాలో ఎనీ పర్టికులర్ ఆర్డర్. సో మీ ముందు ఇద్దరు ఉన్నారు, ఈ ఇద్దరిలో మీరు ఇద్దరిని సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి అనుకుంటే మీరు ఏ అయినా సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, B అయినా సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. సో ఫస్ట్ A, సెకండ్ B, ఆర్ సెకండ్ B, ఫస్ట్ A, however it is, in selection order doesn't matter. So only thing is here in the arrangement order matters. Order matters, and in the selection order doesn't matter. Order doesn't matter. ఆల్ రైట్. సో ఏ బి అరేంజ్ చేసినప్పుడు నేను ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తున్నా, ఫస్ట్ ఎవరు సెకండ్ ఎవరు అనేది చెక్ చేస్తున్నాను. బట్ ఇదే నేను సెలక్షన్లో అయితే ఫస్ట్ ఎవరు సెకండ్ ఎవరు చూస్ చేసుకోవట్లేదు, జస్ట్ సెలెక్ట్ అయిందా లేదా అనేది చెక్ చేస్తున్నాం. ఈ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ చూసేసరికి మీకు ఇంకా అండర్స్టాండింగ్ బాగుంటుంది. లెట్స్ సీ ద ఫస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ అండర్ పర్ముటేషన్స్. ఇఫ్ యూ అబ్జర్వ్, సీ హౌ మెనీ డిఫరెంట్ numbers of 3 digits can be formed అన్న ఇక్కడ అరేంజ్ అన్న ఒకటే. I repeat the question, how many different